FEMA could run out of money as soon as tomorrow, as lawmakers remain at an impasse over a spending measure that could cause the government to shut down. And that could leave thousands of people who need assistance from disasters like the devastating tornado in Joplin and Hurricane Irene out of luck tomorrow. New York Congressman Michael Grimm is here to talk about it. Thanks for dressing up for us.
Yeah, thank you.
What's going on with your outfit here?
We have the Tunnel to Towers running just about a half hour from now.
My goodness, you are a busy man, so you're about to take part in a run with hundreds of thousands of people.
Yes, and I'm going to be running with the Wounded Warriors and a Congressional Medal of Honor winner, so I'm excited.
Okay, let's talk about what's happening in Congress and with FEMA. Have we lost our way as a country that partisan bickering tomorrow may cut off funds for the victims in, say, Joplin, Missouri?
Yes, this is the most abhorrent, reprehensible partisan politics I've ever seen in my life, and it's reprehensible. Let's just be clear. There was a bipartisan agreement. This was worked out over the last several weeks
in the
between
House.
Republicans and Democrats in the House, but Harry Reid was part of those negotiations, and they knew it. Now, at the very last minute, the Democrats just pulled away in an effort to gain some type of political gain. It's terrible.
The Democrats say it's not their fault. The Democrats say that you guys, the Republicans, are playing partisan politics because never before, they say, historically, is any disaster relief money ever tied to an offset somewhere else. Historically, you give victims of disasters money, and you don't say, well, we should cut green jobs technology somewhere else.
Well, but here's the proof. Let's roll back the tapes. On the floor of the House, Steny Hoyer stood up and got into a colloquy with the Majority Leader, Eric Cantor, and said he was going to vote for the bill. Less than a week later, Nancy Pelosi found out Republicans didn't have enough votes on their own, so she pulled it. Steny Hoyer came to us and said, sorry, I can't vote for it. It's nothing but politics. They're not telling the American people the truth, and it is reprehensible.
Would you be willing to vote for it if it was just billions of dollars given to victims without an offset somewhere else?
Well, I said early on that I didn't want to bicker over the offset to make sure that FEMA those that needed the FEMA aid, those victims had the money up front. However, it is prudent and responsible if we found an offset in time to do so. We found an offset.
But Democrats don't like that offset.
Well, you know what? I don't like the fact that we have $14.3 trillion debt hanging over our head.
They don't want this tied to the budget battle. They just want the victims to get the money.
Then why did
they?
No, I don't, because they already agreed to this prior to Nancy Pelosi starting to play politics. Again, on the floor of the House, roll back the tape. It's there. A colloquy between their minority whip.
You're saying they agreed to the offset before they didn't agree to the offset.
Yes, they did. Exactly right.
So then Nancy Pelosi got involved, and I think that what she said was, look, we funded 2 wars during George W. Bush that had no offset.
And how is that relevant now? The bottom line is we have a tremendous burden of debt. We are trying our best to find every way to be responsible and prudent. Although we didn't want to hold this up, we did find some. Not all of it is offset. We found some offset, and I think that's a responsible, prudent thing to do.
Are the victims in Joplin, Missouri, and all up and down the East Coast?
How about Staten Island and Brooklyn?
How about Texas with the wildfires?
Sure.
Are they going to have assistance this week or not?
Well, if the Senate does the right thing and stops playing politics, then they will. This is a realistic bill. It doubles what the president originally had in for emergency assistance. We increased the number, and again, this was truly a bipartisan effort. This isn't something Republicans just thought of. This is something Steny Hoyer was a part of from the beginning. Harry Reid knew exactly what was going on. These are the numbers we all agreed to. This is nothing but a political ploy by the Democrats to try to make Republicans look unreasonable.
So you don't know if the victims are actually going to be able to have assistance or if FEMA is going to run out of money. Will you in the House stay in session to get this done?
Well, again, we already have, though. That's the point. It's now in the Senate's lap.
But they're going to toss it back to you, right? Isn't that the plan?
Well, we have to see. I mean, if they're responsible and they care about these victims, then that's not what they should do. This is a bipartisan effort. Everyone agreed to it. This is not, don't be fooled by anything. The rhetoric is not true. This is politics, and they're trying to gain a political gain, and it's terrible.
It is terrible. Congressman Michael Grimm, thanks for coming in with your perspective on it. Good luck with the run today.
Thank you. I'm going to need it.
Yeah. All right, coming up, the president says, quote, stop whining.